Welcome to Beatsource Tech. My name's Mojaxx, and this week I have mostly been buying DJ equipment from a flat pack furniture store. I've long been a fan of repurposing IKEA furniture for DJ use. Back in 2017 I made a video about building a DJ booth using a Kallax unit as a base, and I certainly wasn't the first to do that. Their stuff is generally affordable and durable, so when I spotted the new collaboration between IKEA and Swedish House Mafia, naturally my interest was piqued. What they've done is create a series of around 20 limited edition products, many with DJs and producers in mind. They all go under the name OBEGRÄNSAD, and I apologise to our Swedish viewers if I've butchered that pronunciation. Google Translate says that the name means unlimited in Swedish, which seems a little ironic for a limited line, but what do I know? There's all kinds of stuff in the range and it's all black. Clearly that is their preferred aesthetic. Some of it is just regular home furnishings and IKEA electronics. Rugs, cushion covers, a desk lamp. There's even a pair of slippers, which I guess you could wear in the studio, but that's a bit of a reach. Most of it I do like the look of, but it's certainly not all relevant to this video. And the turntable might be okay for home listening, but it's definitely not for DJs. I considered picking up the laptop and tablet stands and they look pretty decent, but they do have a larger footprint on your desk than I would like. I went to check out the range at my local store and the display was a bit half-hearted, I'd say. What was especially weird was that many of the items weren't available to buy in the store itself or even in the self-service warehouse. They had to be collected from the bigger warehouse. This might be different in your store. There are two large pieces which I was most interested in seeing. Firstly, there's a studio desk. Purpose-built studio desks can be very expensive indeed, and at $200 in the US, this one seems like a good affordable option, with a pull-out keyboard tray and included speaker stands. More on those later. Secondly, there's a new variation on the classic Kallax design, which takes a regular 2x4 cube unit and adds an extra portion on top. This allows for extra storage, but more importantly, raises the height of the whole thing to 96 centimeters compared to 77 for the regular one. This makes the working height much better for people of average height when using it as a deck stand, and could mean that many DJs, depending on their setup, might only need to buy that one thing and not do any customizing. People who use turntables battle style, like myself, will probably need to add a deeper desktop on top as always, but if you have a controller or an all-in-one device, chances are it will sit on there nicely. And so that's a home run, right? Well, sadly the price is a bit high. It's $179 in the US compared to $79 for a standard 2x4 Kallax. That is a big jump. Weirdly, the price disparity isn't so big in the UK, but the price still doubles, which is bad enough. So would I recommend it? Probably not at its current price unless you're really flush. Stick to hacking a regular one. But if they reintroduce the design later without the collab branding at a better price, or if it goes on sale, then absolutely. Although I didn't buy those two myself, I did pick up some other bits while I was there. Firstly, the biggest bag in the line. It costs $4 and holds 12 gallons compared to 10 gallons for the regular blue IKEA shopping bag, and it has zips on the side to let you expand it out. When expanded, it could potentially hold about 100 records, but it definitely shouldn't. There's no structure to it, so the vinyl just flops around everywhere, and it's too heavy when full to comfortably carry around with the thin straps. It will be fine for your weekly grocery shopping, but I won't be putting my precious records in one, and I don't recommend you do either. More successful is the shoulder bag. It's only $7 and will hold a 13-inch laptop or a tablet and a few records. It's basically a kind of classic record bag design. The top can roll down and be clipped in place as long as it's not too full. There are even a couple of small pockets inside. It's not the most stylish thing I've ever seen, but for heading out for a quick crate dig or just using around town, it's decent. Plus, it's very stealthy and doesn't scream out, "I'm a DJ, mug me." So yeah, I dig this one. I also like the record stand. It's a simple steel design, the kind of thing that you'd find in any home in the 1970s. For records that you want easily accessible, not tucked away in a shelf, it's great, with the angled design making it easy to browse through the vinyl. I could certainly see having one next to my decks or on top of a shelf whilst having a mix. For $9, it's thoroughly recommended. The accessory bag at $7 is a real bargain. On the outside it looks much like a regular toiletries kind of bag, but zip it open and you have various pockets and elastic straps to help organise all of your USB sticks, cables, etc. The construction is quite thin, so there isn't much protection for your stuff, but the design is really good and I will absolutely be making use of this one and will probably pick up a second one if I get a chance. And so finally we get to my favourite product in the whole OBEGRÄNSAD line, the speaker stands. Although supplied with the desk, they're also available as a separate item at $13 each. The top plates are 25 by 25 centimeters, and they raise your speakers off the desk by 12 centimeters. Assembly will be familiar to anyone who's built IKEA furniture before, and when completed they feel nice and sturdy. The company don't specify a weight limit, but my 7-inch monitors didn't seem to stress them too much. I would be wary of going any bigger than 8-inch though. The simple clamping mechanism means they can fit onto any surface between 12 and 37mm thick, which includes any Kallax units and means you can attach them to most desks without any fuss. Not being that high, they may not do that much acoustically, and I'd always recommend some isolation below your monitors, but as a space saver they definitely win with their small footprint. You can easily tuck cables and stuff underneath them. The top surface is not very grippy, which might preclude you from putting some controllers on them. My DDJ XP2 slipped all over the place. But you can put anything you like on them really if you want it on your desk, like a laptop for example. Overall, they're just an affordable, well-designed product which could have many uses in the home or in the studio. I like them a lot. To be quite honest with you, the idea of making this video started off as a bit of a joke, because I knew I wasn't going to buy the Kallax for two reasons. Firstly, I don't need any more Kallax units in my life. I have tons of them. I'm stood in front of one right now. I don't need any more Kallax. I wasn't going to drop the money for it. Absolutely not. And also, I do think it's really kind of overpriced compared to the regular 2x4 Kallax units. It's a big jump in price. I like the design. I like the extra height that you get. And you don't need to do any kind of customization on it. You can just kind of use it. You know, if you've got an all-in-one device or something, it would just sit on there perfectly happily. Great little DJ booth. I just think they're asking a bit much compared to a regular Kallax unit. So yeah, I was never going to buy that, right? That was not on the agenda. But I did think I'd go to the store, buy some of the other products, bring them all back here, review them, and we'd all have a jolly good laugh at how rubbish they are. And that hasn't quite worked out that way, because some of them I actually kind of like. The star of the show is without question those little speaker stands. Very clean, simple design, typical IKEA. You know, but they do what they're supposed to do. They're very affordable and they don't take up that much space on your desktop. They allow you to kind of regain a bit of space maybe if you're using different kinds of stands. So yeah, I'm a big fan of those, and they will be, one of them's going to be installed permanently here, and the other one, because I bought two of them, is going back to my home studio, going to put my Stream Deck on it. So yeah, if you're passing an IKEA in the vicinity of one, I would say check those out for sure. Check out the rest of the line, see what you think, but those speaker stands, 100%. In the comments this week, I'd love to hear from you about two things. Firstly, what do you think of this, collaboration, IKEA and Swedish House Mafia? What do you think of these products? Let us know your thoughts on those. And also, I'd like to hear from you about the stuff that's in your setup, whether that's at home or on the road, which isn't designed for DJing, but you absolutely cannot live without in your DJ life. I'm sure there are some great examples out there. Thank you for watching this episode of Beatsource Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it or found it useful. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you next time.